Sup guys, it's Alex here, and welcome to another edition of the Bracketology update. This one is for February 22nd, as you can see there, and there are some pretty big changes in this bracket. Alabama and Ohio State are falling, so is Michigan. Louisville is now down to the play-in game. They're the next to last team in, so they're in danger of falling off the bubble. They got to play at Virginia Tech on Saturday, and then they host number 1 Virginia on Thursday, so they might not even win their next 2 games and fall off the bubble completely. So we'll see what happens there. St. Mary's in Arkansas moving up there. Clemson fell from a 3 to a 5 after losing to Virginia Tech. Creighton is down to an 8 seed after losing by like 20-something to Butler, who is now up to a 6. Houston is continuing their surprise season up to a 7, and Oklahoma is continuing their free fall down to a 10 seed. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that if they keep losing. Texas A&M is down to a 9. Kentucky is now up to a 5 seed after being a 9 seed about a week ago, something like that. Gonzaga's up to a 4, Florida State's up to a 6, Florida's down to a 7, Wichita State's up to a 3, and Kansas State is at 10. So there's just a quick analysis of what's been going on with the bracket changes and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the voting. If you're new here, every time there's a Bracketology update from Joe Lunardi on Mondays and Thursdays, I go on Brackify.com to make a bracket that you guys can go and vote, stuff like that. Make it interactive. That way you can kind of pick your national champion before it happens. I think I'm the only person on YouTube who does this, so if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. Also, if you're new here, I'm doing an NCAA tournament ticket giveaway for hitting 1,000 subscribers by February 20th, which was the YouTube Partner Program deadline to get 1,000 subscribers. And so details on that are in a previous video. I think I posted it on Monday or Sunday, Monday, something like that. Go ahead and check it out. Direct message me you being subscribed and your favorite team and closest location. All that jazz, all those informations are in that video, or instructions are in that video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I think that Virginia is going to beat Nicholls and Savannah State. That doesn't require a whole lot of analysis there. I think Alabama will pull off the victory here against Seton Hall. Ohio State will beat Louisiana and Lafayette. West Virginia will beat Vermont. Kind of want to pick Vermont there. And Michigan will beat the winner of Louisville and St. Bonaventure, which at this point I think might be St. Bonaventure. Then Cincinnati will beat Bucknell. Then we got Virginia Tech beating Nevada. I just can't get behind Nevada right now, and Virginia Tech's been on fire recently. Auburn's going to beat Wright State. Then we got Kansas beating Harvard. And then Texas A&M will beat Creighton. Then we have Rhode Island beating New Mexico State. Not a whole lot of upsets here so far. Arizona will beat Mike Daum and South Dakota State. Then I got Baylor as an 11 seed, their first appearance in the NCAA tournament as like a not in the playing game and stuff like that for the first time in a while. Baylor's going to beat Butler, in my opinion. As of right now, you never know. North Carolina will beat Charleston. Then we got Houston beating Oklahoma. I don't think anybody's going to really pick Oklahoma with the way they've been performing recently. Michigan State's going to beat UC Santa Barbara. Villanova's going to beat the winner of Southern and Wagner. I think St. Mary's, Jock Landale is going to beat Arkansas. Clemson will beat Loyola Chicago, though I think Loyola Chicago could pull off the upset there. Then Tennessee will beat Buffalo. Then we got, I think NC State's going to pull off the upset here against Arizona State. Texas Tech's going to beat Rider. Missouri will beat Providence, and then Duke will beat Winthrop. Then we got Xavier beating Florida Gulf Coast, Miami, Florida beating TCU, Kentucky beating the winner of USC and Syracuse, which I think will be USC. Then I think East Tennessee State's going to pull off the upset here against Gonzaga. That'll be pretty crazy if it actually happens. Then we got Florida State beating Middle Tennessee, Wichita State beating Belmont. Then we got Kansas State upsetting Florida as a 10 seed. And then we got Purdue beating Montana. So for a trip to the Sweet 16, we have Virginia beating Alabama. West Virginia with their press, Virginia and Javon Carter, they're going to stifle Ohio State and move on. Cincinnati will beat Michigan, though I could see Michigan pulling off the victory there. Auburn will beat Virginia Tech. Then we got Kansas beating Texas A&M. I think that Arizona will beat Rhode Island, though Rhode Island's been the best mid-major in all of college basketball this year, in my opinion. North Carolina is going to beat Baylor. And then we have Michigan State beating Houston. Then Villanova will beat St. Mary's. Then we have, I think that Clemson's going to pull off the victory against Tennessee, moving on to the Sweet 16. NC State's going to upset Texas Tech. And then we have Duke beating Missouri. That'll be a good game if Michael Porter Jr. is able to make it back. Xavier will beat Miami, Florida. Kentucky will beat East Tennessee State. Then we got, I think Florida State's going to pull off the victory here against Wichita State. It's a minor upset. Then Purdue will beat Kansas State. Then for a spot in the Elite Eight, Virginia versus West Virginia. I think West Virginia won this battle earlier in the season, but right now I got to go with Virginia. They're the best team in college basketball. Then I think that Cincinnati will beat Auburn. Then we got Kansas, I think they're going to beat Arizona. I almost said losing, but I think Kansas will pull off the victory there. Michigan State's going to beat North Carolina. Villanova will beat Clemson. Then we have Duke beating NC State in a battle of the ACC matchups there. Then I'm a huge Kentucky fan. As much as I want them to pull off the victory here against Xavier's been too consistent all throughout the course of the season. I'd love to see Kentucky win there. Then I'm going to go with a minor upset here, or actually kind of a big one. I think that Florida State's going to pull off the victory against Purdue. Don't hold me to it, but that's just as of right now. Virginia's going to beat Cincinnati to move on to the Final Four. Then we got Michigan State beating Kansas. Then Duke will beat Villanova. And then we have Xavier moving on past Florida State. And then for a spot in the national championship game, this is a lot of people's national championship games in a couple of the previous brackets, but now they meet in the Final Four just based off of how Joe Lunardi put them. I think that Virginia is going to beat Michigan State, and then Duke will beat Xavier, and then an all-ACC matchup in the national championship game, kind of like how there's an all-SEC matchup in the college football playoff, and Virginia is going to beat Duke. So there you have it. I have Virginia winning the NCAA tournament as of right now. Make sure you click the link in the description right there. I'll be putting it in the description for you guys to go vote. Make sure you do that. Make sure you like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more college basketball content. Comment your reactions and stuff like that based off of Joe Lunardi's most recent Bracketology. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.